In this class, we are going to discuss the most awaited topics on child development pedagogy, that is CDP, and we will be discussing most important theories from pedagogy. We are trying to discuss these theories in short as it will be very much useful for the upcoming guest teachers recruitment CET also, and also it will be very much useful for HSTR, GPSTR, TET and CRISE as well. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Unfog with Dr. Atahar Parvin. We really hope that as we are conducting these classes upon your request, these classes are helping you all as well. So if you are liking our work, then please share our videos and also tell about our YouTube channel to your friends who all are aspiring to become teachers soon. Some aspirants are always complaining that, Madam, why should we read this child development pedagogy? What is the use and all that? See, actually child development pedagogy is very, very useful for teachers because this, as the name only indicates, teaches the teacher to teach better by understanding the way how the children are growing and learning. Basically, CDP is helping teachers teach in a best way by understanding how the development is taking place in children, because when you are able to understand the development of the children, then only you can teach them in a proper way by maintaining the standards of their understanding level. That's the reason why we need to read and understand child development and pedagogy. So whether you are going to become a teacher or you are already a teacher in a primary school or in a high school, it is very important for you to know about child development and also to understand what type of methodologies are to be used in order to make your class understand your topic in a better manner. Actually, many aspirants were requesting us for child development pedagogy classes from long time. So now this guest teacher recruitment exam CET has become one of the reason for us to take this class. So we will be discussing all the important theories related to child development and pedagogy. If needed, we will take another class also and we will complete these theories. So this class is going to be very, very useful for all of the teacher recruitment exam aspirants. Let us start with the Piaget's theory of cognitive development. Then we will learn about Kohlberg's perspectives on moral development. Then we will also know about Lev Vygotsky's zone of proximal development. Then followed by attachment theory by John Bowlby. Also we will know about Erickson's 8 stages of psychosocial theory and many more theories, followed by most important multiple choice questions as well. Okay, I think it is not possible to complete in one class, so we will take another class and complete these explanations on theories. So we want you all to respond in the comment section. If we get more and more responses, then only we will take another class by continuing these vital theories. Okay, so now let's start with the Piaget's theory of cognitive development. See, actually this Jean Piaget was a famous child psychologist. He was the one who explained how children are learning and thinking. If we understand that way of how they are learning and thinking, then teachers can teach them in an easy manner, right? So this theory was given by Jean Piaget, and he said that children go through different type of stages of thinking as they are growing, right from babies till they are 12 plus years. This theory actually shows that learning depends upon age, experience and how children are interacting with the environment surrounding them. It involves some stages. Okay. Now talking about the first stage, that is right from the birth to the child when it becomes till 2 years, we call that stage as a sensory motor stage. As the word is having two different words, sense and motor, right? So this is combining senses and motor skills in children. Okay, that is what is called as sensory motor stage. Now this stage is having characteristics which involves the reflex actions of infants and children. It was observed that in this stage, children are using their own physical or motor skills in order to develop their cognitive skills, or in order to make their world, we can say. So this is known as sensory motor stage. This is from birth to 2 years. Then comes the next stage, we call it as pre-operational stage. Children from 2 years to 7 years are in this stage. This time actually happens before the next stage, which is the operational thought, right? So the operational thought is developed after 7 years. The time before that is called as a pre-operational stage, and here children actually have partial logical thinking, or you can say that they start to think during this stage. That's why we also call this stage as egocentric stage. Now this pre-operational stage is the one where the child can be thinking illogically also. There is not much logic in the thinking during this stage. For example, you can see that a child of this age from 2 to 7 years may think that one tall thin glass is having more water than a short wide glass. Only because it is seeing that the glass is taller, the child comes to conclusion that there is more water in the tall glass. Even though both are having same amount of water, the child will not be able to differentiate between the width of the glass and the length of the glass and the quantity of water present in that glass. Okay, so this is our pre-operational stage, which is from 2 to 7 years. Then comes the concrete operational stage, the proper operational stage where the child is able to think logically. The age of children during this stage is 7 to 12 years. Okay, so the children from 7 to 12 years are undergoing concrete operational stage. Concrete means real or tangible, right? Something very strong, right? So that's why they are giving the name concrete operational stage. Now here logical thinking starts, right? Children need concrete objects in order to demonstrate, and they also use this thinking to reach to conclusions. For example, we can see that children of this stage are able to solve mathematical problems with the help of blocks and also with the help of fingers. Okay. Then comes the formal operational stage. That is children from 12 years and above are undergoing this stage. Here the children start to think in an abstract manner. And this stage actually stays for the rest of our lives, right from the age of 12 years. Okay, so children become more capable of dealing with tough issues when compared to the previous stages. So all these 4 stages comprise Jean Piaget's cognitive development. What are they? Sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. Okay. Now let's move towards another important theory, Kohlberg's perspectives on moral development. Lawrence Kohlberg was an American psychologist. He developed a theory about how children learn to make moral decisions. What he actually said was that people go through 3 levels and 6 stages of moral development throughout their life. As the child grows, the way of thinking about right and wrong becomes more mature and thoughtful. Now, talking about stages of moral development as given by Kohlberg, there are 3 levels actually: pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional. In that we have 6 stages. First, let's talk about pre-conventional level. See, here actually there is a test of morality among children. So punishment and obedience orientation comes up. People are motivated by trying to avoid punishment. They actually understand that their actions are bad if they get punished, and their actions will be good means they will be not punished. In fact, they will get rewards. Next comes the self-interest stage, or you can say individualism. Here children are motivated by self-interest. So here one thing comes into mind that if somebody harms, then we can reciprocate. So if you harm me, I will harm to you also. That thing comes into mind at this stage. Then comes a conventional stage. Now this contains two levels. One is adolescence, mainly which is operating in this level. Good boy and good girl concept will come into picture. So children make moral decisions depending upon how people are liking them. Then also law and order orientation will come. So children will understand what is a police and what are rules in law and all that. It means that children are able to perform one's duty properly by respecting the authorities. Maybe we have to cut nails, a teacher will check our nails today, or whatever the rules and regulations are made by the school principal, all those are followed in this stage. Next is our post-conventional level, which is actually coming under adulthood. Okay, so people define their values related to ethical values here. Like we have social contracts, rules of society can change for its welfare. All these things comes in mind, right? Then there are some principles also made by people to consider others' interest when they make moral judgments, right? At the same time, people also try to discover some means to serve the needs of the people who are actually in need. Like we should help old people, we should be social, we should give the needy, right? All that things come into picture during this stage. Okay. Now, though Kohlberg gave such a nice description about 3 levels and 6 stages, he had to face some criticism because there are limitations of Kohlberg's moral development theory. See, I will give you 3 important limitations. Okay. First one is that the theory focused on reasoning, not behavior, right? See, people may know what is right, but still they may do wrong. For example, a student may be knowing that cheating is wrong, right? This is the high reasoning thing that cheating is wrong, but still the student may cheat in an exam, right? This is one limitation. Second one is that there is some weak link in children between thinking and doing, right? See, children might act kindly without being able to explain why they are acting kindly. For example, a child is sharing toys but cannot explain the fairness in terms of moral terms. The child cannot explain exactly why he or she is sharing toys. He is doing a good thing. He is doing an act of kindness, but the child doesn't know exactly how to explain it, right? Another limitation is that the theory ignores values and emotions, because here you can see that feelings and personal values are missing here, right? So a person may help a stranger out of empathy, maybe without any logic also, right? Because feelings are also playing a very important role here, right? Because emotions, feelings are the main reason for a person to help any stranger, right? There is no logic here. So these are 3 important limitations of Kohlberg's moral development theory. Okay. Now let's discuss next theory, Lev Vygotsky's zone of proximal development, which explains how children learn best with the help of others. This is the main concept of this theory. So Vygotsky believed that learning happens through social interaction, and this zone of proximal development, or ZPD, is actually the gap between what a child can do alone and what a child can do with the help of others. I mean with the help of guidance. That is the gap. Okay. This theory actually concludes that guidance will be more useful. The child will be able to do it better with the guidance rather than without the guidance. Okay. So with the support from teachers or friends, children can reach higher levels of understanding. This is what this Vygotsky said. In this note, there is one important concept of scaffolding. Scaffolding means it is when adults or friends guide the child step by step to help them to learn something new. Also, it says that language is very important for thinking and learning. As children grow, language and thought become more connected, right? So this theory also stresses on this point. Along with this, culture also shapes learning, and adults teach children how their culture sees and understands the world through everyday communication and activities. So these are all the important concepts in Lev Vygotsky's zone of proximal development. See, I have this block diagram to make you all understand about this, wherein 4 important things are there. For a child to learn, these 4 things are very much needed. One is the social interaction, means according to Vygotsky, social interaction plays a fundamental role in the development of cognition. Then we have a MKO, that is more knowledgeable others, means children can learn through guidance and collaboration with skilled partners. Those partners can be teachers or friends. Okay. Then we have ZPD, zone of proximal development. This is the difference between what a child can do without the help of anyone and what a child can achieve with the guidance of teachers or friends. Okay. Fourth is the scaffolding. It is the temporary support. It is provided to child by a mentor, which enables the child to perform tasks which they cannot do alone. Okay. So these are the 4 important concepts given by Vygotsky's cognitive development theory. Now let us see a few of the important multiple choice questions based on what we discussed in this class, but we will be doing more multiple choice questions in the next class. Okay, but now to conclude this class, let us test how much you have understood. Okay, see this question. According to Vygotsky, when adults adjust the support to extend the child's current level of performance, it is called, see the options: discovery learning, zone of proximal development, scaffolding, intersubjectivity. Remember what we told? When adults adjust the support to extend the child's current level of performance, we call it as scaffolding, right? Scaffolding is the one which includes the teaching method, helping students to learn more by collaborating with their teachers or with friends who are having more knowledge and more skills than that student. Because scaffolding gives better results than to learn independently, and also according to this method, adults extend support, then the child's current level of performance improves. So here option 3, scaffolding, will be the correct answer. Now these are all very important questions. Okay, you can expect these questions in your exam. See this question. According to Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development, hypothetic deductive reasoning develops during. There are 4 options which are the 4 stages from the Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development. It is sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. So here you should understand that hypothetic deductive reasoning develops during formal operational stage. Because in formal operational stage only students acquire the ability to think in the abstract manner, right? So this is done by the manipulating ideas of the students in this stage of formal operational stage. Okay, so this actually becomes operational from 12 years to the age of adulthood, right? Basically the child gets matured for thinking in an abstract way. So that's why option 4, formal operational stage, will be the correct answer here. See another important question. According to Dash, it is important to understand the social processes and influence of the cultural context on children's thinking. Which theory among these 4 options says that it is important to understand the social process and influence of cultural context on thinking of children? See the options here: Lawrence Kohlberg, Jean Piaget, Lev Vygotsky and Albert Bandura. Of course, we have not discussed Albert Bandura still. We will discuss in the next class. But here the correct answer will be Lev Vygotsky, because in his theory only there is a word known as social development, right? Social development theory. It stresses on fundamental role of social interaction in learning. Vygotsky believed that learning is necessary and it is also a universal aspect of the process of developing culturally organized and specific psychological functions in the minds of the learner. So here, social learning precedes development. Therefore, it is very, very important to understand the cultural context on children's thinking. This was said by Lev Vygotsky. Option 3. Okay. Now let us see another most important question. Drawing implications from Piaget's theory of cognitive development, a teacher of grade 6 to 8 in his classroom should, see the 4 options: discourage use of logical arguments, present problems that require reasoning based solutions, use only concrete materials to teach a concept, rely solely on prescribed syllabus. Which one you feel is the correct answer? You should give me your answer in the comment section. Okay, so this is a answer which is to be given by a good teacher. So let us see how many of you will give the correct answer in the comment section. Now I will stop this class here. In the next class, I will discuss few more theories, and also we will discuss most important multiple choice questions in the next class, which will be very, very useful for teacher recruitment exam also, that is a guest teacher CET also, and TET and other HSTR, GPSTR, all such teacher recruitment exams. Okay, we really hope that you have understood this class, because we have made it as simple as possible without having tough English words which aspirants keep complaining. We have made it simple and we have just told in the form of a short stories so that you can understand these theories. If you have more points to be added, please make sure that you write in our Telegram group and discuss with your friends. Okay. Thank you. All the best. Bye.